I feel like as soon as I caught up, it took me 2 years and I catch up and they're like, oh, hiatus time. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm at 11, literally 11:19 or 11:20, I think. I'm on 11:20, dog. Are you joking? There are like 2 episodes remaining. I feel like I've been slighted. I've been slighted by Oda.
So Hasan has been watching One Piece for quite some time now, and I've loosely been following his thoughts on the series as a whole. You know, because the guy's got a big voice online and a lot of people do really care about his takes on certain topics. So I've just been incredibly intrigued to see if he's been doing the Lord's work and spreading the word of One Piece's greatness to his audience. And for the most part, it does appear that he has quite the insane love-hate relationship with the series. And honestly, at times, I can agree with his thoughts on it and I can see why he has this kind of relationship. I, like many of you, have had my own share of moments spent complaining about the slow pacing and long drawn out fights that One Piece has, which is something that Hasan has spent a hell of a lot of time complaining about over the last 2 years watching the series.
Dude, I'm not watching One Piece. I'm watching One Piece again. But let me tell you, okay? Wano is fucking ass, okay? You shouldn't have to swim through piss and shit for like 8 days straight. With like reused assets, reused sound assets, reused scenes over and over again. The same fucking beast squad fighting against the samurai over and over again. As I hear Queen scream the same fucking words over and over again a million times over. Like Wano is an arc that I suspect is even long in the manga. It is entirely too fucking long in the anime. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's like unacceptable. I'm serious. Like it should not feel like a trek. It should feel like a journey that you're excited every episode.
And also, like many of us, he loves most of the crew, but absolutely hates Chopper. Like a large percent of his time discussing One Piece is spent complaining about how they always seem to cut away from the big fights and moments with Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji, just to show us something stupid that Chopper is doing over in the distance. Which again is definitely something that all of us fans have complained about, especially back in Wano. Like we'd have Luffy giving it his all versus fucking Kaido, and all of a sudden we're looking at Chopper treating Zoro. It was fucking shit and so fucking annoying at times that it just made us want to switch off. So on that front, I do agree with Hasan's take on it. Chopper is fucking annoying and One Piece really needs to stop using him to fill in gaps. It's so fucking dead. But now I'm getting slightly off topic. Now it does also go in and admits that the animation in Wano is incredibly good, but he often hates how it switches back and forth between the new animation and the old animation. Which again, I can't lie, is something I personally have seen many people online complaining about back when Wano was airing. But I do also tend to understand why they had to do it like this. Like budget and time are incredibly big factors for any anime, including One Piece. Like it may be the biggest anime of all time, but it still has a budget to maintain. Like they only have so much money to throw around, and at that time I felt like they were only testing the waters for what was actually possible for them to achieve in the future. Which is why we have the incredible balance with the newer stuff post Wano, because Wano for the most part was the testing grounds. Sure, at times it was slow and incredibly unbearable with some of the pacing that Wano had, but that was kind of the same in the manga anyway. But what we gained by taking that time and learning in Wano, we have now spent in Egghead, and even he goes on to admit that Egghead currently is one of the best arcs that One Piece has ever had. So for that reason alone, I'm one of the only ones that actually considers Wano a good arc. But now don't get me wrong, Hasan doesn't just slam One Piece, he actually really likes the show. Hell, he spent 2 years catching up with the anime. And we all know at times the anime is incredibly hard to bear. Like remember that Dressrosa shit? Fuck me, that shit had me pulling out my hair, it was so long-winded and drawn out. For the most part, it just seems that Hasan has truly yet to understand what it means to be a One Piece fan. For you see, something all of us One Piece fans know all too well is that the more you fall in love with One Piece's greatness, the more you begin to expect from the series. And guess what? It never really comes to fruition. Sure, with the recent stuff, it's up there as one of the greatest anime of all time. And like I said, even he claims Egghead to be absolutely amazing.
Absolute best fucking arc of all time, Egghead. Thank you so much, Oda. You are the GOAT. I love you. You are my king. Toei, we gotta have some words. You know, if you don't go back to the fucking drawing board and basically go through every single arc, post time skip especially, and then fucking turn around and make it look exactly like Egghead in terms of pacing and drawing, I'm gonna be very pissed.
Now Hasan also goes on to talk about how just as he catches up to the series, it goes on break until April of next year, which even led to him blaming himself for the reason why.
As soon as I catch up, by the way, they fucking did a hiatus. I feel like I did that. I feel like as soon as I caught up, it took me 2 years and I'd catch up and they're like, oh, hiatus time. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm at 11, literally 11:19 or 11:20, I think. I'm on 11:20, dog. Are you joking? There are like 2 episodes remaining. Shit is ass.
Which honestly, thinking about it, he might actually be onto something here. It's a bit of a coincidence that after 2 years, he finally catches up and the show ends. It's just such a big coincidence that honestly, it might be the reason. Now, he also briefly talks about Garp's fight versus Aokiji and how it was incredibly amazing, but also briefly mentions Garp versus Akainu and Sabo's interaction with the Gorosei and Im herself. And honestly, I can't lie, I agree with every single word he says. Garp is the GOAT. Take a look at this clip.
Dude, Garp is the GOAT, man. He's so fucking sick. I love Garp so much. And then the battle sequences between him and Kuzan are like, oh, fucking incredible. Or the master fighting his student. And it's like, and then they go, this pupil, sorry. And then they go, and there's a flashback when he's like, they're punching boats, but they're not allowed to use hockey. They have to just straight punch boats, boat boxing, battle bags, battleship bags. Bro, wait, do you think Garp would smoke Akainu? I think Garp is my goat. I don't care. He can smoke anyone he wants to. Learned a lot about the background of the fucking 5 elders and shit. Oh my god. Sabo is also the goat. Flame Emperor Sabo. Shit, dude. Is so good. Child beating cop. Yes. Garp is unironically and consistently my favorite child beating, corporal punishment advocating cop. And not only is he a cop, but technically he's the worst kind of cop because he's a part of SWORD. As in he has revoked his status as a police officer. It's like the motherfuckers that put a fucking they put a card over their badge number. You know what I mean? They like SWORD is like a part of the Navy, a secretive division of the Navy, where they're basically like cops that turn off their body cameras.
Now, he ends off with talking about who he thinks is the best and most underrated characters in the series. And honestly, his answer really did shock me, but it isn't one that I totally disagree with.
Who's an underrated character that you like? I mean, he's not underrated, but one of my favorite characters is literally Odin. I think Odin is like one of the best characters of all time. I love him so much. Even with his like annoying tagline, he's like, Kozuki Odin. Odin. I think like underrated character that I love is Mr. Pink. Mr. Hardboiled, obviously. Senor Pink is my fucking goat. He's the most hard-boiled man out there.
So yeah, Hasan is finally caught up to One Piece after 2 years of watching. And despite the apparent negativity that he does have at times towards the series, he does really seem to be enjoying the newer stuff with Egghead and Hachinosu, which is an incredibly good thing. Because as a longtime fan of One Piece, I think you can agree, there's nothing better than hearing positive things being spread about your beloved series. Hell, you never know, he may have been the inspiration for why somebody started the series for themselves. Which means he really is out there doing the Lord's work. But now with all of that said, what are your thoughts on Hasan's One Piece takes? Do you agree with them or do you think he's completely wrong? Tell us down below in the comments. But now with that, I'm out. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and peace.